All right, all right, all right. There he is, fresh, writing off some stories. Tell you, did you talk to Josh Boyer? Did you give him a postcard? Did you tell him thank you for all the memories? He can't hear me, Marcel. We can't hear you.
I said I've
There we
not talked. I've not spoken with Josh Boyer in quite some time, but
You didn't share a beer with him before he left?
no, maybe at the combine, man. If we had both made it over there, but
Oh, he might be there.
unfortunately, no.
He might be there.
Yeah, actually, he probably will be.
Or I might see him in 2 weeks looking for a job in Mobile, because
That's where you go.
that's the sad part of Mobile, that there's a lot of coaches trying to find work in Mobile. So
Yeah, man, dude. My first ever trip to Mobile. I forget what his name was, man. He used to work at Colorado, right? He got fired for
Rick Neuheisel?
no, it was something like illegal. It had nothing to do with football. It was like harassing his ex-girlfriend or DV or something horrid, man. And I had no idea who this guy was. So we're like carrying on this conversation, and like ex-girlfriends come up, and I was fresh out of a relationship where I got done pretty dirty. And so I brought that up, and he was like, "Man, if you think you got done dirty, Google my name whenever you leave here and wait till you see how they did me." Man, when I Googled his name, I damn near had a panic attack. I thought my career was over. It's like people just saw me talking to this guy. Like, I don't want to be associated with him. Like, at all. I have no idea who he was, man. And he's getting no accountability for it. It's like, shit, man. Get me out of here. Get me out of Mobile. I'm clearly I don't need to be here. I wish I remembered his name, but also
Joe Tumpkin.
sounds that sounds about right.
We just looked up the story.
Yeah. I was like, that's it for me. Mike Tomlin was 2 people down from me. Just saw me talking to Joe Tumpkin. Like, damn, man. Like, I'm texting my B partner. I'm texting Jordan at like 2:30, 3 a.m. I was like, Jordan, I think I fucked up. I didn't even mean to do it. Like, I had no idea. I was talking to Joe Tumpkin. I didn't know he was Joe Tumpkin and this, that. And obviously, it was okay.
It happens. You might be able to get some information out of Joe Tumpkin from something else. You never know. So that's the good thing about those bitter people. They might share something with you in all of that. So yeah, I've run into those kind of characters myself in the past, and they're looking for second and third chances and that kind of stuff. So yeah,
he was.
I'm with you. All right, so I don't think you're necessarily shocked that any coaches are going to get fired that he inherited. But your thoughts on the release of Boyer and some of the other assistants?
Yeah, well, look, it's now that this has happened, we can kind of start to unload the bag a little bit, empty the bag a little bit. They wanted Vic Fangio last year,
right?
That's my understanding. Like, it was supposed to be essentially a package deal. Vic was bringing Wes Welker, he's bringing John Embry. And that was going to be his starting. That was his base. Essentially, people that were not Mike wanted Boyer. And upon meeting Boyer, I don't think Mike had any objection to that. So I don't want to say he was forced on him, but it was not his original idea. That was not his original idea coming in here. I think if he had his way without meeting Josh, and if Vic was interested in actually being a coordinator last year, that it would be Vic Fangio in Miami. This is not to say that Vic Fangio will be the DC in 2023 here. Like, this is not a guarantee of that. It is only guaranteeing their interest. That is, they are interested in Vic Fangio. It's something that I've heard for the past month or so. I don't think it should be a surprise. Obviously, the reports out there are that he wants to go with Sean Payton.
Right.
It's my understanding that those might have been a little exaggerated, but we'll see, particularly if Sean Payton goes to Denver. I can't really see. Could you see that? That'd be like
No,
Flores coming back here as a DC.
if you're Sean Payton, you got to be a moron to take the Denver job. You take the Houston job. You don't take the Denver. You don't take Arizona. Don't pick up Kyler Murray at this point because Payton and Murray are not going to mix. You don't go to Denver and then you're stuck to having to resurrect Russell's career. You go to Houston where they got the number 2 and number 11 pick in the draft. They got or 12, I think, or they have 11 picks in the draft, number 2 and number 12, I think it is. And they've got 40 million in cap space. Bro, you go to Houston.
Go to Houston, no state Texas. He already lives in Texas. Like
Fangio, yes. And Fangio,
that's a real threat for the whole Fangio Payton tent. That's a real threat. Carolina, real threat. A lot of cap space, a lot of picks. Open quarterback situation.
And Fangio already gets a few defensive players.
They got that oh my god.
That Banks kid.
Brian Banks, good. JC Horn, excellent. Who's the Jeremy Chin, the safety, kind of like a Kyle Duggar type. Excellent player.
Mm-hmm.
But Miami's not a pushover. Like, let's not forget. Like, this isn't. No,
it's a healthy defense.
Spare parts. It's not spare parts. With a healthy defense, you got legit stars. You have Bradley Chubb is Vic Fangio's guy. We can't forget. Obviously, you had Jalen Phillips. You still have Xavier Howard, who, when healthy, is still a star cornerback. They got Javon Holland. You still have Christian Wilkins. You got young developing pieces like Brandon Jones, Kader Kohu. Like, this is not something to scoff at. No state taxes here. Beautiful weather year round. Win a division where you can finish first or second. You can finish first or second.
And you have an offense that can complement you because you're not going to be carrying the team because your offense isn't can only score 10 or 12 points. They can actually score some points for you, which will help your defense too at the same time. So yeah, there's a lot of sexiness to it. I just think he'll go with Payton if Payton is smart going to Houston. I think that's where they'll go, if anything, because that place is perfect, bro. It is set up perfectly to turn it around. If you have the right,
it depends on what Fangio is interested in, because Houston's defense is going to take a lot more work than Miami's defense. So it depends on what you want, what you want to do here. But McDaniel type of coach, you could say, Sean Payton. They're both respected enough that maybe Sean Payton says, "Okay, Vic, go do your thing." But ultimately, like, Sean Payton is Sean Payton. You could the ego is there. You see with this whole media tour, it's not normal for a head coach. Here, you work with Mike McDaniel. Mike's going to say, "All you."
Yeah. And by the way, the rumor is he wants between 20 and 25 million a year. Sean Payton.
I don't believe that.
well, apparently Belichick is making 20 million a year.
What, as like a head coach GM combo?
Whatever, bro. Belichick makes 20 million a year, so he wants to get in that neighborhood also, and that's what he's 20 to 25 million a year is what he's asking for.
I got what's it called?
Yeah,
that is. Oh my god,
crazy shit, dude. Yeah, so that's also going to limit certain teams.
Pete Carroll makes 15 a year,
huh?
Pete Carroll makes 15 million a year.
I told you, dude. Yeah, you didn't realize that. You can thank college coaches for that. Because the agent said, well, wait a minute, hold on a second. These college coaches are getting 10, 12 million. No. You got to pay my guy more. And now all these NFL salaries have skyrocketed to the point that, the going rate easily is over $15 to $20 million now for the elite coaches, obviously, for the proven.
Isn't it crazy that those salaries don't necessarily have to be disclosed, but player salaries do?
Right.
I think it's so stupid. Well, I'm looking at the list now. Pete Carroll 15, 14. That number's probably going to go up because he played out this whole retirement angle.
Yeah.
Tomlin 12.5. Andy Reid 12. John Harbaugh 12.
It's cap related. Since it's not cap related, they don't have to release the numbers, and so that's why they can keep the numbers under the radar now. But all these proven guys, you're going to have to pay them a lot more money now, man. A lot more money now. That is, yeah, it's absolutely amazing. All right, so Darrell Bevell. Now, did Darrell Bevell turn down 2 jobs that he said, well, wait a minute. Yeah, I want to be an offensive coordinator, but you have no offense. You have no quarterback. So what am I going to go there to fail? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you want me too in Washington. And you have what quarterback? And so did Darrell Bevell really like what he was doing here in Miami? Or was Darrell Bevell not offered the kind of job that he says, yeah, I'll leave to be an offensive coordinator, but I want to go somewhere where there's actually a quarterback. See, I'm working with a quarterback now. I need a quarterback if I leave. So which one is it? Is it Darrell Bevell happy to be here, or is it
if the
Darrell
offer
for the
if the
right
offer and situation were good enough, then he would leave. If it was an offer he couldn't refuse, then he wouldn't refuse it. It's that simple. But I do think that there's some weight in
Wait a minute. You're saying offer like in money, or you're saying
offer as in situation, money, all encompassing,
the
everything
money's
about the offer.
all the same, bro. Washington
Yes,
and New York.
I wasn't talking about the money. When offer is in a situational offer, the all encompassing, the money, the location, the scheme, the personnel, everything. If it was a situation he couldn't turn down, he wouldn't turn it down. I don't think that we should discount him believing in what this offense can be and what this team can be.
Sure.
Because let's be honest, like the Jets job, yeah, you're gonna have to give some money back to the state of New Jersey, but you got pieces on that Jets team. You got pieces on that. You don't have a quarterback, but you can fix that this offseason. You can fix that.
You hope.
If you're the Jets with Derek Carr are a far better team than they are with Mike White. The Jets with Jimmy Garoppolo are a far better team than they are with Mike White or Joe Flacco.
For sure.
Like that, there are starting caliber quarterbacks available. You know, I've said on the show previously that like when you were looking at this quarterback situation in Miami, when we're comparing Tua to Derek Carr and Tua to Jimmy Garoppolo, it's a no contest. There's no interest. When you're comparing Zach Wilson and Mike White, all of a sudden Derek Carr looks kind of good. Derek Carr, the team looks really good with Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore. You know, Derek Carr loves his little checkdowns. Elijah Moore will eat over there. They still have Corey Davis is a good number 3. Breece Hall was looking like one of the better backs in the league. Elijah Vera Tucker was hurt. He's a good offensive lineman. Like there are pieces on that offense. Like don't get me wrong. This isn't the same Jets as last year or the year before, where if you're interviewing coordinators, you out of here. Delete this number. No. The Jets are an enticing situation. Washington, God, no, I wouldn't touch Washington right now. I wouldn't touch Washington.
They also have some offensive pieces, but they don't have a quarterback. And so to me, that's the ultimate, that's the end all be all. You gotta, like for the Jets, for it to all fall into place, you gotta get that quarterback.
I like the Jets situation a little bit more. I like their assets a little bit more. I don't know what Washington's got to offer. I don't know what they have in terms of cap space. I don't think they're paying too many people besides Terry McLaurin, right? Like that's
on their defense. I don't know. They got a bunch of young guys.
Jonathan Allen signed already?
I don't know. That's what I'm not sure.
Jonathan Allen might have signed.
They have a couple of guys on that defense that they're going to have to pay that are pretty damn good, bro. They got some guys on that defense, man, and I like the running back. But you're right. It's just and with
Jonathan
that owner,
Allen did get paid.
and with that owner, I would never go work for that clown. Never.
You would never get the top 5 highest paid Washington Commanders players. Are Carson Wentz.
Oh, the draft pick too that hasn't played much. What's his name?
Chase Young. But Chase Young he's I think a $10 million cap hit. That looks like top 10, not top 5. Carson Wentz, Jonathan Allen, Curtis Samuel, Chase Rouillet. Bonus points if y'all could tell me what position Chase Rouillet plays. And Charles Leno. Same. Okay. Bonus points if you could tell me who either of those last 2 guys are without Googling.
A safety and a linebacker.
Center and a left tackle. I ruined the game. I couldn't help it. But I didn't know who the hell they were. So that's what the cap situation looks kind of nice.
I don't know those two guys, but then that means they're young guys. They haven't come up yet on defense. So yeah, they're going to have to pay a
Well,
couple.
actually, hold on now. $11.5 million of cap space estimated here, which means they could probably clear that to about 25 to 30, give or take, maybe even more.
That place is so toxic. If I'm a coach, I wouldn't want. If I was a player, I wouldn't even want to go there, bro. Unless you're drafted, you have no choice. But if I had control, I wouldn't want to. I would never want to be a part of the Washington organization. At least with the Jets, you talk about. There's a lot of good things. I like Salah. I like him as a coach. I like also Washington's coach too. I like Ron Rivera. I just don't like everything else around Ron.
I think Ron is an adult. Ron is an adult, but Dan Snyder is not.
No.
Unfortunately, and there's just going to be so many distractions, so many things you're going to have to be peppered with and asked about playing there. Like, oh, hey, what did you think about your strength and conditioning coach getting raided by the DEA?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to go play football.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's like working for Intercom.
Side note, that guy was
radio. Yeah.
Side note, that guy, Vermillion, certified a-hole. Couldn't happen to a worse person or a more deserving person. Respectfully. Disrespectfully. I don't care. I did not like Ryan. Like, hey, couldn't happen to a better person. I had people on the Panthers beat that I shared the link whenever that investigation came out too. They said the same exact thing. Couldn't happen to a better person. Or worse person. Whatever.
Shit happens. All right. So now one more thing before I let you go. The firing of Josh Boyer, but then so far we have not heard anything with Danny Crossman. The cynical one in me says the plan's in place already for the defensive coordinator. We can part ways. I don't have that guy's replacement yet. I can't fire him. Or maybe it's everything that we didn't think. Everybody thought Danny Crossman would be the first guy fired. Maybe they are going to stick with Danny Crossman and they're going to let go of Josh Boyer. I don't know, but I'm going to go with the first thing I told you.
I would have some real questions
on the defensive side, and they don't have him yet on the special team side. They haven't found his replacement. That's why they haven't fired him. What do you think?
I would have some real questions come March if Danny Crossman is the special teams coordinator, because look, they weren't just bad. It wasn't. There's a reason why this defense is playing basically hamstrung all year. If I was Josh Boyer, I'd actually be kind of mad if I'm getting let go. If I'm in that meeting, I'm saying, what about that guy?
Right.
What about that guy? The guy who couldn't set us up in good field position at all throughout the year.
I know.
What about the guy whose unit couldn't return a damn kick, couldn't take advantage of our field position, like couldn't do anything?
I know. You're right.
What do you mean? Don't put this on me. It's like that 50 Cent. This is the second show in a row I've referenced this clip, but it's one of my favorites. He's like, what are you saying fuck me for? I heard like saying about Josh Boyer. What did he say that? Like, it wasn't just Josh. It was them. It was them in conjunction there. Like I would be a little surprised to see Crossman back just because that unit underperformed so spectacularly that somebody has to take the fall. It was like something has to change for it. Something has to change for it. I don't know if I'm willing to blame the special teams coordinator when your kicker gets the yips past 50 yards, but I can blame you. But like, in a vacuum, I wouldn't pile on him if they were only the worst return unit or only the worst return defense or only the worst kicking unit or only the worst, you know what I mean? If it was just one of those things, but all of those things.
Right. I'm with you. I'm with you. So you think like me then, that he must already have his plan set in place for the defensive coordinator, and that's why he's let Boyer go, so he can go find himself a job, but he's still hanging on to this guy who was worse. So that tells me that he's using him as a backup plan if he can't find the guy he wants. So I'm just wondering, because why wouldn't you just clean house all at the same time? So is there any – do you think my theory might have anything to stand?
I mean, I can't disprove it.
No, we can't prove it or disprove it.
I don't have a list of like potential special teams coordinators under my belt. I'm not going to lie here. I'm not going to lie to y'all, good people. I don't. It's something, maybe I'll start to do some research looking into. Now that apparently the chill part of the week is over and the off season is back. But I can't disprove that.
Okay. All right. Good stuff.
Defensively, they want Fangio, man. Like they want Fangio.
Well, that's always been the name hooked with him. That's for sure. All right. Follow him on Twitter at Marcel_LJ. Catch his work there at ESPN as he tracks all the changes with the Dolphins coaching staff. Marcel, appreciate you as always. Have a fantastic weekend, my friend. We will catch up next week.
Yes, sir. See y'all on Monday, Tuesday, Monday.
That's right. There you go. Thank you. Appreciate you. There you go. You get the edge. And listen, we were talking about how Robbie Robinson doesn't play with an edge. Well, Marcel Jacques, he covers the Dolphins with an edge, baby. That's what it's all about. And if you want the edge, you go to myedgedrink.com. The finest energy drink on the planet. Zero aftertaste. Delicious, smooth, and zero aftertaste. 100%. Trust me, when you grab that can and you drink it, you're going to go, damn it, he's right. It's delicious, it's smooth, it has zero aftertaste. And mix it with vodka, you're going to love it. Go to myedgedrink.com, use our code, Big O, get it shipped to your home, your office. You can't get it in a store. Support the great people that support our platform, man. John and all the great people there at Edge Energy Drink. Go to myedgedrink.com. Delicious, smooth, and zero aftertaste. And use our code Big O. Get 10% off.
This is the Big O Show.